I don't think there's a line for the Mets with this. I think this is their guy. This is the guy they want. They don't care. We know Steve Cohen's pockets run pretty deep. I'm not saying they're getting him, but I'll say if you're a Mets fan and Steve Cohen makes the highest offer, which I think he will, and they did such a great job courting him and he still opts to go elsewhere, how bad can you feel about it? I think they'll make him the highest offer, Joe.
I think as long as they get an inkling that he is serious about coming to the Mets, they will not let a dollar figure get in the way. I think if they met with him and they came away thinking, maybe he's not as into joining the Mets as one would think. I don't know if the Mets are in the business of just upping the dollars that he could get somewhere else. I don't think they want to get used. But with that said, what is most evident about this trip to Japan is just the seriousness that the Mets have for pursuing Yamamoto. And it was a sign of respect, which is a huge thing in the Japanese culture, is
Yes.
went to him, went to his family, and, really made their pitch. So I think it was a great move by the Mets to do it. Like you said, it doesn't guarantee they're going to get him. It doesn't guarantee, even if they're the highest offer, it doesn't guarantee they will get him. With that said, the one thing that I would like to point out that I don't think is talked about much, and, maybe it's not the ultimate defining factor. Typically, when a player is posted by a Japanese team, the Japanese teams kind of try to nudge the player in the way of taking the most money or not leaving a lot of money on the table, because what Yamamoto signs for determines how much money goes to the Oryx Buffaloes for posting him. So it's one of those things. They kind of did a favor for Yamamoto. They didn't have to post him and make him available. So they like it if you take the most money. And I think if the Mets think he wants to come here, Steve Cohen will not be outbid.
Yeah, and you put a good perspective on it, Joe. Like you think about a 25-year-old moving his entire life across the world. You want to build that trust. This is a life decision that, it's a big one. It's the biggest one he has to make right
Yeah,
now.
it
So,
isn't moving from Missouri to New York or moving from,
no.
Colorado to Texas. It's Japan to somewhere in the United States.
Right. So, really well done, obviously, by Stearns and Steve Cohen for being so involved.